Chanda arm is obligatory with Ahmadi, the same as praying Salat 5 times a day. The Arabic translation for obligatory is Faraz. It is recognized by the critics that paying Chanda voluntarily is a reward for act, but the fact that it's been made obligatory is a bid'ah, Islamic innovation. The only form of charity obligatory to Muslims is zakat. Anything additional is on an optional basis. So the question is, this is an innovation by Jamaat Ahmadiyya, the fact that Chanda arm has been made obligatory.
That is Mali Qurbani, financial sacrifice. So out of these financial sacrifices, zakat is such a small item, I tell you, just 2.5%. 2.5% on the savings, not on the income. And that is after a year has lapsed, then it is paid. The financial sacrifices is the main teaching of Allah. Lan tanalul birra hatta tunfiqu mimma tuhibbun. You cannot attain righteousness until you spend in the way of Allah those things which you love. Numerous verses of the Holy Quran. You can remember, see this verse of the Holy Quran in Surah As-Saf. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu hal adullukum ala tijaratin tunjikum min adhabin alim tu'minuna billahi wa rasulihi wa tujahiduna fi sabilillahi bi amwalikum wa anfusikum zalikum khairul lakum in kuntum ta'lamun. So Allah says that you will be granted paradise, heaven, if you are offering financial sacrifices. So main thing is, remember, this should be the answer, and you should also prepare yourself to answer such allegations. Main instruction and main guidance and main directives and main commands of Allah Ta'ala and the Holy Prophet ﷺ are to offer financial sacrifices, because these are greatly important for our rights. This is why the Khalifa Sani Radhiyallahu Ta'ala Anhu had said, a time will come in the Jamaat when almost the whole world will accept Ahmadi. The kings and the emperors, they will join the fold of Ahmadiyya. And at that time, they will offer such sacrifices that after that, for ordinary people, there won't be any need to offer any financial sacrifice. But even at that time, the Khalifa of the time, he will ask everybody to contribute financially, because it is for our own righteousness, for our own taqwa. He said, maybe that the Khalifa of the time decides that whatever has been received for all these people, he may throw it in the ocean, but still he will ask for it, because this is a command of Allah. We come to this question that when it is said that it has been made obligation, that Allah has made it an obligation, zakat, and it is payable by the believers. So, has the Prophet Messiah, or have the Khulafa of the Holy Prophet ﷺ and the Prophet Messiah any authority to ask for these sacrifices? And are these sacrifices obligatory or not? This is a very important matter, and this is the crux of the matter, I tell you. First of all, make it clear in your mind that whatever Allah is asking us to do, that is an obligation, no doubt. But whatever the Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, is it not an obligation? It is also obligation. This is why the Holy Prophet ﷺ said, Alaykum bi sunnati wa sunnati khulafai rashidin al-mahdiyyin. It is a binding upon you. Remember this. This is a very important reference which I am giving you. It is a binding upon you to follow my sunnah. And the sunnah of my khulafa who are guided by Allah Ta'ala. So what he is saying that there may be certain reasons for which the Khulafa have also to decide, and they also may have to command to offer certain sacrifices, to do certain things, and there you will not have any authority to say, we will follow only about which Allah has said do it, and if the Khalifa asks us to do it, we'll say no, that is not an obligation for us. Alaykum bi sunnati wa sunnati khulafai rashidin al mahdiyyin. So those guided khulafa, whatever they ask you, you must. I give you a few examples of this to further clarify this matter. Look, at the time of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, at the time of Jummah on each Friday, just single adhan used to be called. At the time of Hazrat Usman radiallahu anhu, he decided that there should be two adhans. Will you follow it, or you say, who are you? Usman? Allah never commanded. The Holy Prophet ﷺ never asked us to call two adhans. And you, just being a Khalifa, you are commanding us to call two adhans? Nobody can challenge him. Because the Holy Prophet ﷺ has said, Alaykum bi sunnati wa sunnati khulafai rashidin al mahdiyyin. Alright? So his khulafa, whatever they ask, and what about the Prophet Messiah? I have just given one example of the Khalifa. What about the Prophet Messiah? The Prophet Messiah ﷺ, who is the second manifestation of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ has told about him also, Bayuhu walau habwan al-saldi fa innahu khalifatullah al-mahdi. He is also Allah's Khalifa, who is guided by Allah Ta'ala. So the Prophet Messiah, when he asked his followers to come forward with their financial sacrifices, so that is also lazmi, that is obligatory. So nobody can raise a word against it, that this is an obligation and that is not an obligation. Remember one thing, when Hazrat Masih asked us for financial sacrifices, he said, Allah commanded me, Allah revealed it to me for financial sacrifices. He is not asking us to do it, to offer sacrifices on his own. But he said, I was revealed by Allah Ta'ala to ask for financial sacrifices. So, this is a binding for us. Zakat, of course, that is on the top of all sacrifices, because it has been commanded by Allah Ta'ala. But whatever sacrifices, whatever commandment has been given by the Holy Prophet ﷺ, his Khulafai Rashidin, or the Prophet Messiah and his Khulafai Rashidin, that is also a binding.